which he can do until she throws her first ball of competition. After that, you live with it.
He was scuffing it up a bit, trying to get a little more hook for her. Dede Davidson starting this match. 6-pin rocking.
To look at her shot right here, right at the pins. Just look at this, a little bit high in the pocket. A lot of times you might leave a split on that, but I think she's got the right angle coming in. She's coming in from way to the left, so a lot of times you will break those splits up.
Dede covering her spares nicely. A much improved spare shooter over past years. First look at our top seed, Cara Honeychurch from Melbourne, Australia. 28 years old. It is her rookie season. She did bowl 3 events last year, but since she didn't compete in 4 or more, she's considered a rookie and eligible for Rookie of the Year award, and I'd say she's well on her way.
Yes, she is.
Come on, roll, roll.
Big strike for Cara, and Lisa talked to her about the Olympics being in her home country.
No, I have complained for the last 20 years or so that I've always had to watch the Olympics in the middle of the night, and it's finally come to Australia. And guess what? I'm over here, so I'll be watching the Olympics again in the middle of the night. So how unlucky can you be? But anyway, I'm loving being in the US, and I'll certainly enjoy many sleepless nights watching the Olympics again in the middle of the dark.
Middle of the dark, and I bet she is loving being in the United States, as this is her 5th show this season in her rookie season. And I hope she doesn't have too many sleepless nights. Now, that could affect her performance out there.
But not right now. That was a pretty solid shot. Gives her a double.
Dede also wiping conditioner from the surface of the ball, as you mentioned earlier with Kim Adler. 602,000 in career earnings. That puts her 14th for all time.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know, performance and durability.
7-pin, and you talked about it, Lisa, her ball speed much slower than in the past.
A good bit slower, and she does that with arm swing. You're going to notice that her backswing isn't going as high as it normally does. So she is adjusting her footwork and her arm swing to allow for that speed difference. And like I said before, she is good at repeating it. But she is good at repeating 7-pin spares.
Prize money we're looking at for this week, $11,000 on top. Down to $2,700. Added to that would be incentives from manufacturers for wearing logos, using equipment. Dede Davidson wearing a pin on her, on the collar of her shirt there, and those pins are being sold by the Women's International Bowling Congress, going to the benefits of Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. There's a good look at it. So you can go on to that www.bowl.com site and find how to order those pins.
Solid.
Oh, not what you wanted to see.
Solid 8. This ball just coming up pretty high. I mean, watch it pass right by. Oh, like the 5-pin just kind of went sideways and right around the 8-pin.
2000 average 208, 99 average 211. Dede did take the summer off, wanted a break from bowling and just recoup a bit. So actually she feels she's mentally refreshed and maybe in a little better condition mentally than some of the other players.
And she is planning on bowling the entire swing, all 10 weeks. So, you know, like we said before, physical and mental training, that's going to be a plus for anybody.
Cara Honeychurch also wearing that pin. WIBC and Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer. Great team and a great cause. A lot of the players are helping to support that.
Here it is. Come on, roll up.
7.
You heard the voice of Bill Calhoun, the Ebonite rep. He wanted that to roll up.
And he said, there it is. What he's mostly talking about, she made a great shot. No, she got it there. It was a good shot. Didn't carry, but with a spare, she'll still have an 11-pin lead.
There's a look at Bill Calhoun. As I mentioned, Ebonite Tour representative out here helping the ladies. The sport has really changed in that regard. A lot of ball manufacturers have representatives out here working with the ladies, learning equipment.
Well, in learning the equipment, it's a must. Because the revolution of equipment, you know, it's just changed so much. And if you don't keep up with what's out there, these girls out here, they're going to beat you every week. I know that firsthand.
All too well, right?
Well, hey, but I'll tell you what, I worked a whole lot these last 3 weeks. On our break, those 3 weeks, I worked a lot. Went to the training center and I learned a lot. I got on the computer and I watched everything in slow motion. And Cara did that also. She worked on a new release.
And that being the Kegel Training Center in Sebring, where we will be going, I talked about earlier, in 2 weeks. And we'll show you all that on that telecast.
That's right. They have a computerized system for bowling that it's unbelievable. It's awesome.
Well, it's the ABC WIBC CAT system, and then also they have a video training coach.
Digital coach. That's right. And you can watch yourself in every single part of your game. That was such a big help for me. Well, Dede's key is to get the ball rolling early. And we'll see the ball start rolling up a little bit past halfway point. If she doesn't get it rolling up in that part of the lane, she's not going to hit the pocket.
And you could see it on there, Lisa, as you mentioned, her backswing only about head high or a little lower. She used to be way over the top of her head with her backswing.
And sometimes she still is, depending on how hard she has to throw the ball.
Right now trailing by 11 with a strike here. She can take it down to 1 pin. That was a nice shot.
That was aggressive. She's starting to get a little bit more comfortable out there. You know, Dede hasn't won for 2 years. So, you know, she's got to be, could be a little bit tentative. Look at the pin action there. Look at the 4-pin just wrapped right around the 7. That was a very aggressive shot.
Her last title, the St. Clair Classic in Fairview Heights, Illinois, 1998. Cara Honeychurch in the lead by 11 will bring you the final frames and name a champion of the Greater Orlando Classic in a moment. Stay tuned. We're through 6 frames in the Greater Orlando Classic. While we were away, Cara Honeychurch doubled, increasing her lead to 32 pins. Dede Davidson, 9 sparing them to death, but it may not be enough. She needs to start striking now.
Well, she needs to find the pocket in the same roll that she has had.
Max score 237.
Like that.
Exactly like that. That's the way to start toward that max score. Talked about Cara Honeychurch being in her rookie season as she's working on 3 in a row, stepping up in the 7th. Max score 279. 5th show, as you mentioned, 9th cut, 13 out of 14 cash is not a half bad rookie season.
But she's not happy. She wanted to learn a lot more about the game in general. So in the break that we had, she went and learned a new release.
A little high. Ain't good.
And missed that release on that shot.
That's right. Yeah, you heard him say a little high, and I have a feeling he was talking about her legs. She's going to kind of stand up at the foul line right here. See, she didn't stay down. She's very high, and where we get all the power, it's from the legs. And when you're high like that, look at her. See, come up. I mean, Cara usually stays down a little bit more than that.
Leaving the washout, and a great shot.
Stay behind it now. Stay behind it.
This is just a textbook way. Look at there. Head pin directly into the 7-pin.
What a time for that. She could have opened the door for Dede Davidson.
That's right, because Dede's working on a strike and really hasn't missed the pocket that much. She's been a little high, a little light here and there, but she's still in this match.
So that spare keeps Cara Honeychurch in the lead by 28 pins.
And we just heard Bill Calhoun say, come on, stay behind it. And that was the release that she worked on. She wanted to change the hand at the release point.
Going high, but what a difference in rolls on that ball.
Well, probably a compensation from the last one, and that's normal. You know, a lot of people do that. She got through that shot she was pretty aggressive, but missing her target to the right.
Leaving the 2-4. Covering up with a spare ball, staying clean. So Dede Davidson's going to have to strike. We're pausing to listen.
They need to talk louder.
They do. They don't want to disrupt Dede Davidson, though, but he was telling her to make sure she stays behind that ball, as you just mentioned.
Dede took a re-rack. And I got to think right now that she, you know, wasn't a stall for time. I think it was, she didn't like the way the pins were set up.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with Counseling is for adults with moderate to severe opioid addiction.
Break not to split, crossing over a bit, but she really needed that strike. She was inching closer and closer to Cara with the last couple of shots by Cara Honeychurch. Needed to double to get below 20-pin deficit, but right now Dede trailing by 26, again with the tape, Lisa.
Well, the last shot she threw, a good bit slower than the others. And that's, you know, when you're trying to work your speed control a little bit slower than you normally like to throw it, it's a normal thing. That's always going to happen. You'll get a little bit tentative. And I think she definitely got tentative on that shot. Uh-oh, that's come up.
Oh, up to 4.
And we talked about her spare shooting being much better. That ball slid. No chance at the 4-pin.
It looked decent off her hand, but, you know, using a spare ball, just not going to hook a whole lot. You know, gets in that conditioner, and it's going to go pretty straight. So really have to take care that you take your time on spares.
Very tough frame for Dede Davidson. Her max score now just 205.
Just throw it like you've been in practice. Come on.
Good advice.
Just practice shot now.
Great advice, and she can do that after that open frame from Dede Davidson. Just relax and throw it.
Well, that's what practice is for. You go and you bowl and you work out in your practice, and that's when you work on your conscience game. When you go and you bowl and you're in competition like this, you let your subconscious take over. And you let that muscle memory come in. And if you're practicing the right things, it will take over.
It's interesting that you'd say that, because Cara told us last night, I just made this change in my release. It's not in my subconscious yet. So that's where she's struggling here, under a bit of pressure earlier, not being able to make that release.
She got off to a real good start, and I think that was pretty important for Cara. Plus, it put pressure on Dede. And, you know, Dede hasn't been in the position that she's in right now for a while. So,
3 more practice shots.
It wears on you. 3 more practice shots.
Cara Honeychurch just needing some decent pin count here on this shot.
You know, they do talk about practice, and, you know, it's a bad word these days for a lot of people. It's a real bad word, and it shouldn't be.
Well, 7 pins on this shot would secure a
Just 7 pins.
206 for Cara Honeychurch.
There's a good one right there.
Yep.
He was right.
That's enough.
That was a great shot.
And that's plenty for Cara Honeychurch. Wow. She obviously worked very hard, and it was very successful for her.
Yeah, like, you know, this was a great week for her. She said it was very encouraging that the first week out, she could utilize what she's been practicing on, and it worked.
righty.
Dede Davidson, second place, $6,000, but happy to be here, be back bowling and on a show. But it was the Thunder from down under, Cara Honeychurch, who captures her second career title here at the Greater Orlando Classic. We'll be back with more after these messages.